Welcome to the Brad and Taylor Show. Today we have Brett Miles.
You're listening to the Brad and Taylor Show, a podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to pursue their passions. We're sitting down with some of the best to learn how they got started and some lessons they learned along the way.
Hey, Brett.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Going good. So let's learn a little bit about you. What exactly do you do?
Well, I am a full-time father and husband, and I try to sprinkle in full-time real estate agent in between when I can.
Nice. I like it. So let's back it up a little bit. When you were younger, were you you knew you were going to go into real estate, or what was your what was your plan?
I think if you would have asked me when I was little, I probably would have said I wanted to be a professional fisherman or a professional hunter. I think I walked around with a BB gun and a fishing pole in my hand 24/7.
Nice.
And then if you would have asked me in high school, I would have said, I wanted to go into, heart attack prevention. My grandmother had a heart attack and she had actually multiple. And going into college, I kind of knew that's what I wanted to get into. So I ended up getting a degree from Central Michigan in cardiac physiology. And from there, I did rehabs and just so happened, my mom, who's been in the business of real estate for almost 30 years, she's always looking out for me, and she had me get my real estate license in college. So after, using my degree for quite a while and just dabbling in real estate, I recently, in the last couple of years, decided just to go full-time into real estate. And it's been nice. I think it really stemmed from having kids and needing some time to be with them and having my own schedule. So
Nice. So I was going to ask you, I know everyone always asks moms when they're working moms, how do you balance that? But no one ever asked the dad. So how do you balance being a father, a realtor, and a husband?
I mean, the times right now are just absolutely nuts. I'm sure you guys can relate. Like just homeschooling and all that is just super fun. I don't think we give teachers enough credit because oh my gosh, it's tough. But I lean on my wife a lot. She works at the hospital as a nurse part-time, so she has a lot of time to help me out with the kids. And but yeah, I mean, I give it up to single parents out there. I don't know how you can do it.
Right? That's a lot.
That's crazy. So what kind of advice actually did you receive in the beginning when you started out into real estate that kind of stuck with you along the way?
I would say you just listening to the elder realtors, not elder as in elderly. I mean, just I talk with my mom, and then going through the halls in her last brokerage, I was just, asking all kinds of crazy questions that were, they've seen or heard of. And, at that time I had no idea. So you just asking for help and asking around. And that's kind of what I really like about, offices is just coming in and talking. Cause a lot of times you come up with some crazy stuff in real estate.
For sure. You're like, I thought I saw it all, and nope, I just found another one.
Yeah, you've never ever seen it all.
Yeah. So
Speaking of, what's the most memorable transaction you've had or the most interesting thing that you've seen so far?
Tough one. I mean, it
can be good or bad. Whatever direction you want to take that.
Let's see. Well, I mean, recently I'll just go on my most recent one. I had a good friend who I sold the house to before I left Michigan to Hawaii. I was in real estate for a year. I sold the house to him and his wife. So I was a newbie and I, learning, and he trusted me with that process. And of course, coming back into Michigan and getting my feet, grounded, and he called me up and wanted me to sell his house again, and, out of the blue. And, we had to, in this time, which is not easy, sell a house, buy a house. In that transaction, really, it had me out digging a wellhead out and doing some plumbing, actually me and him, to pass an inspection. It had multiple inspectors had to come out and pass it, and they said that we did an amazing job. Well, whoever you licensed for your plumbing did great, whatever professional. So that was awesome.
Nice.
And then we just closed last week on both houses, and now he's got, his forever home, and so that was a good one. But I'll tell you, there's just so many crazy ones I can't really even come up with. You'd be shocked.
What is one
Yeah.
of the worst showings you've been to, or the most like showings you've been to that was like, wow, did that just happen?
Oh, I had I'll just go. I had a house that when I was first starting out, and my mom, she does a lot of the foreclosure work in Jackson. So, I would do pictures for her often, and do kind of analysis for her on the properties and whatnot. And, the very first house she sent me to, it was the very first one ever in real estate. So I'm walking up to it, I'm like, man, this thing looks rough. But whatever, I got to go in and take pictures.
Yep.
I go in, 1 foot into the door, and my foot fell through the floorboard of the house.
Oh no.
That was it. I was like, okay, this is great. This is what real estate is. This is fun.
Wow. Yeah,
What
that
a
one's
good
crazy.
first impression.
Then, I make sure I tap the floorboard before if I have to go in. So
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, when you started out, were you on a team, or did you solo, or what was how did you start out?
I started out just under my mom because I didn't have any clients or any kind of thing, and really that was a huge blessing because I'm starting out as a realtor is not easy for anyone. And so I just kind of learned from her for almost a year, and then I got my license and decided I was going to go in, and we've been a team ever since. So yeah, we just kind of bounce things off each other. It's been really nice. If you ever get a chance, to go into a team, I would highly recommend it because it just gives you more free time.
Yeah.
You could put stuff on somebody else, or she could put her stuff on me and go. I think she's actually flying in right now from Florida. So,
Nice.
go on vacations when you want and do different things. So it's
Yeah.
been nice.
Especially when they have it all figured out too. So especially if you're already joined up and you're like, here's the system, follow the system, and you definitely grow a lot faster that way. So I see a lot of people doing that.
Oh, yeah.
And then also just seeing everybody do the other way too. So that's awesome. So what do you got planned for the next year or so? Do you guys got big plans?
Yeah. So recently, I mean, just to kind of tag along with the team thing, I really would like to start planning out and developing a team, a bigger team, just because I think that's just the way to go in real estate, especially when you have kids and you want free time and you don't want to be traveling like I did this last weekend to Chelsea, Leslie, Albion, back to Grass Lake, then to Addison in one day. I'd really rather just stick to one side and then have my teammates help me out on the other end where they live.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my plan and my goals is to really develop a team, and kind of work on it the next couple of years and go from there.
That's awesome. I like it. So let's say you had to start all over today and you had all the same knowledge you have now. How would you spend your first $1,000?
So where am I starting out at? Am I little with $1,000, or am I starting into real estate with $1,000, or college?
You're the same knowledge as you have right now. Let's just say you ended up just going to Texas. We threw you into Texas right now, and you had $1,000. How would you spend it
this year?
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's tough. I don't even know. Threw me into Texas with $1,000 this year, I guess.
You had to go make a living.
Well, I'd have to buy a fishing pole first, so I better believe a fishing pole in Texas.
Hey,
And
there you go.
then,
You can go meet some people while you're fishing.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably spend it on some sort of social mingling or something. I can get some pointers from people, and that's always been my go-to is using just talking with people to help me out and help me get where I need to go. And so something like that, some kind of either social media, even right now with the virtual stuff, probably something like that where I can feed off of other people, figure out what I need to do, and make it work.
Yeah. How did your business change since the lockdown? Has anything changed dramatically in your business since then?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I've had numerous offers that I've had to deal with that are just sight unseen. You
Yeah.
know, they're looking at videos, they're looking at pictures, and then they're offering, these crazy offers that we're seeing, and that's just something that you've never heard of before.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because I get to ask, my mom, who's been in it forever, and say, hey, have you seen anything like this? And there's never. So I mean, it hasn't been around. It hasn't been anything like this in, well over 25 years.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it is. It's definitely. We're all kind of learning. I mean, here we're doing an interview on a computer, right? So it's just,
Yep.
we're all kind of figuring out how to ride the wave here.
Yeah. So if you could start over in real estate, is there anything that you would do differently now?
Really, I don't know if there was anything I would do differently as far as the start out goes, because I really was I kind of babied it, which I would recommend anybody to do. Diving in full force is kind of scary.
Yeah.
It's a big expense and a big commitment. So if you could lean on another job and dabble in real estate, then kind of make that transition, that seems to be the best way to go. And I did that with the hospital, kind of transitioned into real estate. But no, I mean, I don't think there's really anything I would change personally. Not that I did it by the book or did it great or anything. I just, I can't really think of any way I would have started out. It is scary for anybody starting out, that's for sure.
That's awesome. So when you, what were you doing at the hospital? What did you do there?
So I did rehab. Yeah, I taught folks how to exercise. And then actually when I was out in Hawaii, I worked at an Ornish program where we did exercise for an hour. We did yoga, stress management for an hour, meditation for an hour. And then we cooked, healthy meals for an hour and kind of kumbaya, and then they left for their day and on to the next group.
Sweet.
Nice. How long were you doing that before you transitioned into real estate full time?
So we were out in Hawaii for 5.5 years. And then, I worked at Allegiance when it was Allegiance here in Jackson for 2 years. So I'd say almost 8 to 10 years, really. And that was, really good times. I mean, I liked it a lot. But coming back into it, like I said, I really needed some sure time off that I could spend with the kids. And I'm glad I did, because I couldn't imagine doing this virtual learning stuff and having a 9 to 5 with my wife as well, having, her shift. So this is crazy.
Yeah. That'd be crazy. That's awesome. Well, how can people get a hold of you?
Well, I mean, I'd recommend always stopping into our office. Our office is right in the heart of downtown. I mean, we're at 1 Jackson Square, so 100 East Michigan Ave. Right on the main level. You can't miss us. You're walking into any of the entry doors. I mean, we've seen all the everyone coming down for vaccines. We're right here. Or you can give me a shout, 517-395-8253 is my phone number, and call, text anytime. I'm on social media, but I always recommend coming down here, grabbing a coffee and chatting.
Sweet. Well, we might have to come join them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Well, awesome. Well, hey, thanks for coming on and sharing your story with us today.
Are these working?
All right.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. I think they're working. Should we tell them?
Mine keeps falling. It doesn't like my voice.
What do we got to tell them?
Subscribe.
Subscribe? What do we got to point at it? Hey, I think there's a subscription button. Like
it might be there.
It might be right there too.
Somewhere.
Find
it. It's red.
Yeah. And it's blue. It's green. I don't really know.
It's a color.
This mic isn't even attached. Did you plug these in? Well, I guess.
I wonder if they can hear us.
Yeah, I wonder if they hear us. Well, we should probably tell them if they can hear us. We should probably tell them also give us a 5-star review for listening on Apple. That'd be cool.
5 stars, review. Guys.
Share it with everybody they can think of.
We won't take 4 stars.
I mean, Taylor, I don't even think these are on. I mean,
I don't think this is working.
This is not working.